Yo, what's up, everybody? James Black here with another episode of TWP. We're going to be doing a special kind of episode with this one. It's pretty much going to be a free for all kind of thing. So, there's nothing topic. We're going to bring up whatever we want to talk about, whatever we want to do. So, sit tight and get ready for a great show. So, let's get right into the topics. First, let's bring in the man of the hour, Biohazzard. What's up, Bio?
What's up, James Black? How's everything?
Doing good, doing good. And to bring in our third member of the party, Paul Miller. What's up, Paul?
Wow. What's up, bro? How's the family?
I'm just getting home.
Gee, you get home just in time, ain't that?
Well, not home yet. Just got off the trolley.
So you're walking around now.
Yeah.
Well, look at this way.
Need
And,
to
but
clear
look,
my head.
you know what's funny? How is it now when we have everything written out? He can't make it, but now when it's free range, he kind of appears. Oh, we're okay. He's like, oh, they got it on my topics now. All right. All
So-
love, bro.
I know. I understand.
So there's a lot that went on this past week with AEW and WWE, which is kind of weird when you try to put two shows having a very hot topics going back and forth, especially in mentioning each other on each show.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's going on here? What fucking universe are we in?
Well, I'm going to say something in one of my opinion what it might be. I think maybe Vince. I mean, I'm going to have to somewhat be PG right here and all of that because I got my nieces around. So,
Understandable.
Vince probably wind up seeing the light and realized he needs to compete or just go down. And it looks like maybe he is competing if he's allowing his own guys mentioning another company, because if he did that before, you were getting suspended or fired or whatever.
Because I know you're going to be bringing up a lot of it, and plus, Paul, I know you know a lot about it. Was what went down. You had CM Punk bringing up Miz's name in AEW, and then you had Edge bringing up Miz's name for what he was being said at another program there, saying AEW. So it's like, it looks like it's almost, to me, it's like in behind the scenes, it's like they were working together, but they're not. It's it's kind of, I don't know.
This is Edge we're talking about here. He's always giving free reigns on his promos, so
Edge,
you know, Miz really didn't have nothing to say about all that shit. So you know,
No, here's my thing with Miz. Miz, he needs the fame. That's why he did with the Dancing with the Stars, Tough Enough, all that. He needed the fame. Why you think he needs his TV show? But as a champion, yes, he's a great champion. I'll give him that. He knows how to hold that title. But other than that, he can't do nothing without stealing it from people. Even his moves he steals. He stole the yes kicks and turned them into the it kicks. All his moves he stole.
and then he had where Ric Flair gave to him the figure 4.
Now look at the skull crushing finale. You know whose move was? I bet you probably forgot about him. Kennedy.
was it?
Biohazzard with a muzzle. Wow. Apparently, you got muzzled.
Well, I have to when I got my two young nieces around. So I have to somewhat watch what I say because I have to be an example.
Damn, so we just went like you just went from being a rated R superstar all the way down to a PG Vince.
You know what, James Black? Keep running your mouth because even though I could go GP, but I could still cut it from me once.
That
So
depends
come
how
on.
deep you have to go.
Oh, I could go deep without using certain words.
As Paul goes into the black darkness of the other end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
But
well,
again, the Miz has stolen everybody he came across his move. Like I said, the Skull Crusher finale was actually Mr. Kennedy's. The mic check.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, wasn't it the mic check?
It was the mic check. And he called it something else. He used it then because then when he went in, when Mr. Kennedy went in Impact, he came Mr. Anderson
That's
Yep.
right.
and used that same exactly move. But now with MJF, he can't back up things in the ring. He needs Shawn Spears, he needs Wardlow, he needs FTR. And by the way, the ring.
And that's exactly what Punk kind of said in his promo that he had to use the ring to beat Darby.
Sorry, something stuck in my throat.
Oh, something stuck? Wow.
Yeah, it's just, I might have to cough up an MJF.
What, my jealous fan?
Jealous fan.
Oh, wait. My jealous fan, Miz Wannabe.
Ain't that the damn fucking truth? And we can all say it. He is a Miz. He is the duplicate of Miz. He can run his mouth. He can cut the promos. But where is rest of the backup that he has being in the ring?
Well, he doesn't have the ring skills. I know he don't, because if he had ring skills, he wouldn't need Wardlow and them as much. Now, The Miz, don't get me wrong, even though The Miz has cheated and used other people's moves and styles, but at least he went out there and earned some titles. So
True.
you have to give The Miz credit for that. Even though he stole from and took from others and trademarked it as or used it as another move as his own, but he held the title. MJF, what title have you held? You've been with the company since day one and still haven't got the AEW.
You know
How
what's
is that?
you know
You didn't
go
even
ahead,
get,
Paul.
and he didn't even get the TNT or any tag team title. Why is that? Because you run your mouth too much, and no promoter likes a promoter doesn't like someone who's going to run their mouth all the time.
Go ahead, Paul.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, TNT too.
But you want to get your opinion on it, Paul? Like what it comes down to with how with MJF, it's like what is he trying to prove? Like what is there that he's going to try that he needs to prove that he's not a Miz wannabe?
So yes, he is one of the quote unquote four pillars of AEW. Okay, sure. He is not self-proclaimed, but he is quote unquote one of the four pillars. And so he's been named that. I don't know why, but he's been named that. Miz really can't say he is one of the, one of whatever of WWE because he's been stuck in the mid card or for a long time until he finally gets a push and then back down to the mid card and finally gets pushed and back down to the mid. He can't really sustain his main event status. as opposed to, you know, it's AEW also works differently. They also have their main eventers also go on to Dark, to where I was watching an episode of Dark where Don Darby was on there. I was watching. There's a lot of other stars that go on Dark. It's yes, you're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges, but it's kind of hard to really basically compare Miz to MJF. I mean, Mike Skills, sure, they talk about the same shit and everything else like that, how, fucked fans and everything else like that and whatnot. But I don't know, as far as the ring style and everything else like that, Miz 12 years, Miz didn't get hurt. For 12 years. He had a good, safe ring style. Then he finally got hurt. Has MJF ever got injured?
I don't know if he got injured. Go ahead. What were you just going to say, Black?
I'm not sure. Let me look it up. You guys continue talking.
But, Paul, you're right, though, about the whole thing with MJF and The Miz. Yes, they got the same good run and how they could cut good ass. And I like that. But Miz is always going to have that hand up because no matter what, that Miz stole what? Go ahead.
Yes. On November 23rd, MJF had suffered a fractured elbow and a recovering time of 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, well, that was an elbow, and he's been in the game for how long?
How long he's been with the gang? Well, he's actually 25 years old. He's younger than The Miz.
But
And
it's not even.
That's 2015. He's young. He's still somewhat of a young guy doing this.
Yeah, he's still a young pup. But here's the thing. Now look at The Miz. Again, Miz might copied or whatever, but Miz put in ring work. What does MJF have put in?
MJF was trained by Kurt Hawkins and Pat Buck.
Then what the hell is he doing by using them? Let them guys go. Let them be them. Come on, let Shawn Spears go back to being them. Let FTR go and be who they are. Let Warlow go out. I can see Warlow being the next AEW champion.
Right. There's a lot that has to go on with when it comes down with him. And I just came back. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Round him up. There you go. But there's a lot with MJF that he shows that he has potential, but it seems like he needs to change up his gimmick just a bit. Yes, he's doing what the Miz is, doing almost like the rich boy kind of thing, but Miz is doing the Hollywood style, leaving from Cincinnati, Ohio, and turning into or Cleveland, Ohio, sorry, and then going to be a LA kind of person.
True. You're right, but I'm going to disagree with you on one part with that. He needs to keep the way he's going. It works, right, but he needs to back it up in the ring. If you're going to be calling out the baddest of the baddest, then you need to come out and step up. Stop using your flunkies and stop using that ring. Put ring work in.
Paul had to go. He just got home, so just letting you guys know.
If MJF put work in, then I could tell you now, I would not know who to pick between the comparison between the both.
Right. There's a lot when it comes down to that. It's the same thing with WWE. It's a lot of fans didn't like Miz, and Miz was that one cocky ass guy, but he proved that he belonged in the business. Like, yeah, he is a reality superstar from the beginning when he was on The Real World. Yes, I used to watch The Real World, and I seen
Yeah,
him in The Real World. Christ, I even watched The Real World Philadelphia, and I tried to try to find him in
yeah.
Philly. That was
Well,
hard.
my friend Josh was on Philly.
Hmm.
But yeah, you're right. But that's the thing with the Miz though. The Miz stayed the same. He never changed up anything. He still did him. Even though
Right.
he's again going back stealing off of people, but he never changed. He
No.
started in reality. He got into WWE. He made his name in the WWE to the point where he made his name up to now.
Yeah.
MJF, what have you done besides getting that platinum spoon from your parents? And now you, to be honest, you just rolled yourself into a college that your parents can't afford.
Like,
And Miz, you rolled yourself into something that clearly, clearly you don't know what lines then you just stepped in because Edge goes back to ECW.
yeah.
So therefore,
Like, you look at, excuse me, you look at a lot of the wrestlers, like, you look at a lot of the wrestlers nowadays, and you can compare which wrestler is which to where who is there almost like their offspring. It's like, yeah, you're going to get a lot of people who are going to somewhat imitate those kind of wrestlers. It's like, come on. How many people try to be the imitating of the Undertaker, or try to imitate Stone Cold, or try to imitate Goldberg, or try to imitate the Showstopper, Shawn Michaels? But here's the thing: they couldn't exceed expectation.
now you just brung something up that caught my attention. I'm glad that you did that. You just mentioned it, the showstopper.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler does the sweet chin music, and
Yeah.
he pulls it off very well. And Shawn Michaels allowed him to use it.
And there's another thing that he did well, and I think he pretty much got that off of what you call it, Billy Gunn, the badass Billy Gunn. What was it? The
Famouser.
yes, and he can nail it very well. He knows how to do it. But Dolph can say he held a world title, but there's a lot more. I think WWE should use Dolph more because Dolph has the talent. He started off as a cheerleader, for Christ's sake.
I was just gonna wait for you to finish and be like, wait. Then he started on the Spirit Squad.
I'm Ricky.
Yo, just speaking of that he was on Silence Library. I was going through YouTube and it came up.
Oh God.
WWE's Silent Library, and how much that they you if I've come across it, I'll send it to you. You gotta watch it. You gotta see the shit that happens.
Definitely. But what Punk said to MJF, it pretty much hit everything. Like, even what MJF said to Punk, there was a lot that was said that it opened some of my eyes, or some of the shit that like I was like trying to like process quick, and how fast they came off, and just because it seemed like you noticed like a lot of it, you could tell who was actually,
Thank
and
you.
you even like, I know a lot of us will say it, who was scripted and who wasn't.
Yeah.
And you can tell with Punk was unscripted. It was everything that he just came off of it. And mind you, 10 out of 10 times he's unscripted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been
Let's
Punk.
no, it always hasn't. But Punk learned that. He developed that because of him going in, being in the Indies. So he learned skills as going along. Like pretty much what he did was keep his ear out and listened. And if
Mhm.
it wasn't working, he'll say he wasn't afraid to.
Right. And like with them, like Roman, like Roman's been in the business for God knows how long, and he still can't fucking drop a promo just off the tip of his tongue, like Paul Heyman or even the Usos. Looks like the Usos can drop a promo before he can. Come on, he has to feed off of everybody, but you have Edge who can drop it with no doubt. You have even what's his name can drop a good promo. Rick Steiner's son. It's like I know some of it's script because WWE is very picky on what you say, but you can tell how he acts and how he talks. He can drop it. Come on, Big Papa Pump, his uncle, can
Uh huh.
drop promos.
Some people don't got it, to be honest.
Some people have it, some people don't. But with AEW, with that was the biggest thing, and plus bringing up this, John Moxley had his match. He actually had his first match on Saturday for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which him and Kingston did take the W, but it was good to know that he's back in the ring. Not the W, the L. Sorry,
Oh,
back
yeah.
back in the ring. I thought it was great to know he was back. And those who've been hearing rumors about WWE was paying for his rehab, they weren't. It was it was actually a rumor that was spreading around saying WWE was paying for his rehab session because of Vince and everything else, but no. It was all him. He's the one that went in it. He needed the help and he paid for it out of his own pocket.
Yo, all I gotta say is if anybody's gonna talk shit about my boy, come my way. Let my boy get back in the ring and do what he does best. If not, then people are going to see what real Psycho and Biohazzard can do.
But there's still talks about back and forth that Daniel Bryan just said he wants to have a match with Punk because he even said it. They crossed paths with training wise with ROH, but they never crossed paths in WWE. And they need to have a best in the world match because you have the Green Planet best in the world versus CM Punk Chicago made best in the world. That match happens, and I know it's going to be the hardest thing for you. Who do you pick?
I
Brian
can't.
Danielson or Punk?
To be honest, I know both of them guys. I have seen Punk work somewhat before he moved on. And that's when my error with working with Brian Danielson with ROH and everything. To be honest, I can't pick because it's a dream match. And all what I would have to say is best to the luck to the whoever wins because they're both can't see. I don't got words. That's how good they are. When you can't really determine or discuss it, you know that's how good they are.
Yeah. And it's going to be one of the hardest things to watch because you're going to want to see the best. And you want to see them fight, claw, push right through and get it done. But we all know it's going to be one of the hardest matches to choose either side. Like, yeah, I've seen them both in WWE. And I love both their styles. Their styles are close to similar to how they wrestle. It's almost like that mixed kickboxing kind of wrestling that they are. But I would I may lean more towards Punk because I've been a Punk fan a lot longer than I was a Bryan Danielson fan. But I can't pick. Like I said, I may lean to Punk, but that would be the hardest.
I can't really lean anywhere because, like I said, I used to work around them guys. When I start,
we have comment down on the bottom. Comment through the show on the show. Who would you pick for that dream match? Would you pick Bryan Danielson or CM Punk for that kind of match? Because I would really like to everybody knows everybody's options. Because I think it'll be a kind of a match where you're going to sit there and try to figure out who has a better style. And even though, Bryan Danielson's been wrestling for a while and he stopped and came back. But then you have Punk who was out for 7 years. And within that 7 years, Daniel Bryan only came in just in that little nick of time. But the only thing is, in that 7 years, Bryan was out for maybe half? It's a lot to go down on him. Too much to write down, too much to understand.
But you can lean anyway. But I do know they're going to put on a hell of a match. And I'm going to tell you now, AEW's ratings will go through the roof. Put it this way, if they make this match, their ratings, AEW's ratings, going to go through the roof so damn fast that WrestleMania won't be able to top it for their 2 nights before it even gets here.
Damn, that's even if WWE can actually make it to freaking WrestleMania. Because how it's looking and how their video game is going to look, there's hardly anybody that can add to that damn fucking game. They're adding more old school wrestlers in it. They're bringing back Here Comes the Pain. And that's saying something. I don't know. But I'm going to bring a little bit of WWE real quick. But before we do that, we're going to get a little word from one of the little commercial that we have. We're going to drop out and the commercial's going to pop up. What's up, King Nation? Eric here with a brand new podcast called The King of the Rink. We'll be airing our first episode on December 28th. It'll be in the early morning. It'll be the early morning for you guys, but it'll be in the afternoons on the East Coast. East Coast time, probably going to be around 1, 2 o'clock. You guys, it's going to be a little bit more earlier because of the time because it's 3-hour difference. So please, hopefully you guys can join the talk some Kings back and forth. It will be me for temporarily until I can find a co-host. And yes, if you're interested to being on the King of the Rink, please contact me through the Facebook page, and we'll see what we can do to get you on. Hope you guys enjoy a great day and have a wonderful holidays. Can't wait to see you guys on there. Go Kings! So yes, going for a minute. Yes, there is a new show that I am running under my actual name. It is called The King of the Rink. Please, if you're a big Kings fan, come out, listen to the podcast, so we can go up and down and talk about the LA Kings, which are playing today or tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, against the Anaheim Ducks, which is going to be a very good rivalry game. So hopefully you can enjoy the game and have some talks. But back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. Sorry, I had to throw a little Eminem in there. But WWE last night decided to have a match with Big E and Kevin Owens for an opportunity to be added into the day one WWE title match between Big E and Seth Rollins. If not Seth, if Big if KO wins against Big E, he would be entered into that match to become a triple threat match. The match went on. Seth KO went up. The match was going great, back and forth. Then KO ran out of the ring, attacked Seth at the announcer's table, rolled back in. He was getting ready to do the rest of the match. Then Seth Rollins interfered into the match, pounced the hell out of KO, made him pissed off and all, but it ended in a DQ with KO winning, which meant KO has a WWE title match with Big E and Seth at WWE Day 1. Where is WWE trying to leave with this?
I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. First off, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? What I don't get is why is WWE deciding to do a pay-per-view on January 1st when clearly it's New Year's Day? New Year's Day is where everybody's out celebrating, drinking, and partying and having fun. Who's going to want to be sitting at home watching a friggin' pay-per-view?
Where
Well,
most people are having a hangover and drunk as hell.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't watching no damn pay-per-view because why? I be out in the Mummers Parade coming up. So
True.
I'll be out there doing my thing, getting my drink on, and partying with my brothers and sisters and my family.
Oh yeah, you'll be having a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, 34 years of being in the Mummers.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, give me 1 second. I can do this. Isn't this? I got to add it on here. Give me 1 second. Nope, wrong one place. Damn it! I hate my damn this laptop. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work for me. Some days.
Well, look who the operator is.
Hey, sometimes it listens, sometimes it doesn't. But isn't this one of your photos from it?
Yep.
So yeah, if none of you guys never heard of the Mummers, and hopefully the people who are watching know who the Mummers are, this is one of their stages that they did. If I remember correctly, I think this was Barbie.
Yep. Here come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
There you go. And that's one of the Mummers. And if you do get a chance, if you're watching, you can actually watch it streaming. I forget what streaming network, but they will be on. If you're in Philly, they're on the MyPHL 17. You can watch it live as they're strutting their way down Broad Street, and as they enter down 2nd Street. Yes, I am making sure I said that correct because I don't need the mum teaching my ass. And especially with this mummer kicking my ass.
Nah. But yeah, come out. We're glad to be back after COVID. So we're just hoping that it's a smooth run and maybe that the city can keep us on. But if not, we're going to need all our supporters out there. If you love what us do, help us, back us up, and support us to keep on going. Because without our fans and the support, we won't be around.
True. And as I say it to with this one, because I don't care because of the fact that because a lot of people have been saying it and everybody else, but they will take offense to it, but I don't care. It's pretty much MLM. Mummers Live Matter. And you heard it here.
Yeah.
So, with that, we have next week is Liv Morgan getting her title opportunity against Becky Lynch on Raw. You know the ratings are going to go up just to see that match. And I am hoping Becky drops the belt to her because Liv has been working her ass off for many, many years in this company to become something. She's
Well, she
been
was.
through,
You're. To be honest, she was overlooked.
she's been working her ass off with the Riot Squad. With the Riot Squad, she's been working her ass off when she went by herself. Then she went back to the Riot Squad, and then now she's back on her own. And you've seen the talent. You've seen the talent when she was that backdoor henchman for the riots for Ruby Riot, now known as Ruby Soho. But she needs this push and actually be able to become more than just a backseat to just being a ragdoll. And it better not be no fucking 1 month, no fucking 1 day, 1 week kind of bullshit. Let her have her run. If WWE wants to become back up there somewhat, I'm saying somewhat because they're never going to get back the fuck up there where they were. It's to give their superstars a chance. But, you know, Vince.
If there is a chance, but they would never get to be where they would be because AEW's got them at the right. AEW might let them get to a certain point, and that's where AEW is going to keep them. If that ever happens, that means WWE will go from being the number one to second best because AEW will out trump them. And the only reason probably why WWE is still around this long is because maybe who knows? Maybe AEW is toying with them and playing with them a little bit, putting the nail in the coffin little by little. How do we know?
One of it we know where that they may be working, maybe working behind back doors to where that they may be helping each other out with the dropping each other's promos back and forth.
Exactly. I mean,
Like you don't know. It's like there's so much to learn what's happening backstage behind those red velvet gates with the closed doors right there. Because you never know who's talking.
well, it's not even that either. It's that and the other part on top of it. Like now for me, I've been backstage plenty of times. I help guys rate things, but I don't know what goes on farther in that war. I don't know what was discussed, like saying 7 hours before show.
True.
So all what I know is what could be happening, and there was times I did. I'm like, what? Wait, I noticed it. All right,
It's the same thing when it comes with trying to just to figure out, just like it's like the days that you're not there. It's like what's going on. Those if you for you was what monthly. So what was going on for the rest of those 30 or 29 days that you don't know shit about?
exactly.
It's like with Triple H, which Triple H had really successful surgery from having a heart attack, which he isn't able to still come back to help produce NXT or any WWE event. He's right now working in the headquarters of the WWE in Stanford. He right now Shawn Michaels is actually running the program down in NXT, which is great. I like that he's doing it. It's giving him the opportunity to show what he is really made of, what he knows from his part of the business, from being in it for what was it? Since what, the 80s? So, congrats for you, Shawn Michaels. Hopefully, it's so consistent, goes through, and Triple H, because there were talks about a dream match that I've been hearing with Triple H and AJ Styles that they've been wanting to do for a WrestleMania match, to where this might have been the end of the Cerebral Assassin passing down the torch, what I read up on, to where AJ Styles won't be just known as the phenomenal AJ Styles. It would be the assassin AJ Styles, to taking out the King of Kings. Even
But
your
wait,
expression just going back and forth on that seemed a little surprised
yeah,
and confused.
because Triple H was already taken out by already Seth Rollins.
Maybe taken over by Seth Rollins, but he didn't
He
really
took
pay
out
attention.
because Seth Rollins took out Brock, and when he came as known as the Beast Slayer. Then after that, he took out Triple H because this is when he had to sign the agreement that Triple H or the company can't be held for anything that could go happen to him in the ring.
True.
And he slayed Triple H and came
But
the Kingslayer.
only thing is that Triple H has more titles just known as the King and Kings, or but he does have the Cerebral Assassin. That's still underneath his belt with his trusty handy sludgy, the sledgehammer. But
Uh,
I think I think what Triple H is trying to do with AJ is that he's trying to give him that redemption that he lost when he took that big L and pushed over Undertaker, aka Mark Calloway.
well, I'm glad. The reason is it's not the fact that he took the big loss. He chose to take that big loss
Right.
because Undertaker. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mark, he put in phenomenal work. He still his music when I still watch on YouTube gives me the chills no matter what. And I have met him when I where I used to work at. But he was too old in age. His body was all beat up for all the years because we do put our body on the line. So yeah, even though you think it's scripted, but them bumps, them body slams and all that ain't. We feel it. Our body does hurt.
And to
Trust
say
me.
for you to say like this, it's like getting into a car accident with those hits that you take.
There was times that after training I will crawl to the bus stop because of how much I was in pain. There was times I would come home with blood all over me from training.
And a
But
lot of you won't understand that unless you went through it yourself. And which I will be. And I know that yes, I felt the chops. I know what the chops feel like, but I don't know any much further than that.
well, you know what my chops feel like
Yes.
because everybody has different ways of chopping, and some could be more effective. Some of them might feel like a butterfly,
And some may feel like you got hit by a damn freaking Tonka truck.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say a cannonball shooting from a cannon, like that far away from you.
No, if I'm going to say a Tonka truck, I'm going to say a metal Tonka truck.
Getting shot out of cannon.
Or you got Big Show.
The Tonka Truck Big Show getting both of them shot at you with a cannon.
Poof!
Yo, where's Eric at? His head's here. His legs here. Where's his chest? Oh shit, it's across the street.
No, it's in China. What do you mean it's in China? I think it's being cooked for Chinese food.
But yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I would like to see that match, but I don't, to be honest, I really don't see the torch getting tossed or handed down to AJ.
It's
And why
like
I say is because he needs to let Omos go.
I think what's going on with this storyline. I think Omos's time is almost up with AJ, and AJ's becoming more of a dick towards him, and I think it's going to come to where it's going to be Omos versus AJ, and AJ's going to get annihilated. Because who wants to verse an almost over 7-foot guy who can lift up practically almost anyone in the WWE, and you would get put through the fucking ring? I know you would, but would you really want to actually get that wind up 8 foot high just for a choke slam?
And then when I come back down, I'll be like, one more time? Come back down. Yo, you got a third one in you?
And it'd be your luck, he'll put you through that one table that's not marked.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Just the thing about the velocity coming down and how hard you'll hit.
All right, but like I said, I'm willing. I'm not afraid. I'm willing. I'm willing to step in the ring with anyone who's willing to want to bring me into one. So hey, if anybody wants to challenge and all that, and you got it, and you know an arena or a gym that has a ring, and you want to get in the ring, hey, you can reach us on right here. Give us the location and all that, and we'll show up, and I'll step in the ring.
Yeah. And that's one thing that for order you to get back in the ring, or you be ready, be ring ready. Because when's the last time were you in a ring?
Does it matter?
It does once you get that first hit.
Why? I deal with it every day, so. And pretty much it's hardcore where I'll pretty much be getting involved in, so. Yeah, I'm ready. And I don't. Last time I was in the ring was with DWF and Loco when I got taken out by Tyreno and his tag team partner Blackie, because Tyreno lost the title to Ron Starr, and I came in to try to help Ty to calm down, and unfortunately, never get in the way of a pissed off, angry black man who just lost his title. And I found out that what the surfboard feels like and a frog splash.
And didn't you just get back from neck surgery?
Yep. So that's how crazy I can get.
You're more crazier than super crazy.
Put it this way, I think, to be honest, I think Sabu, Sandman, all the other ECW guys out there will probably love to sit around Have me be sitting around them, be like, "Oh, you did that? Can I do it this way?" To be honest, I love hardcore. I love it.
You rather see yourself become that. You rather see yourself to become that like another hardcore legend.
Well, really, I don't want to become a hardcore legend. I just do it because I love to do it. And come on now, if I'm going to get in the ring and do a singles matches and put my body through the line, I might as well go through the whole 9 yards. Screw all that. You want a singles match as long as it's a straight hardcore match.
Right.
Because if I could wind up paralyzed or dead by one wrong move, then might as well do it in something that I would love to do it in and in a way I would love it.
Right. And then one thing I also put on here because this is from one of the title part of the show. It seems like it's a bio interview, just like with that part of the show.
Hey, I can give it if you.
Because it would be not, like not a lot of people know they know who you are, but they don't know your history.
I go. Well, how I did. I started into the business when I moved to up in Upper Darby. I came across a couple now ex friends, and they were talking about wrestling. They were wrestling fans and all that. So I was like, all right, cool. I know people now who are into wrestling. I could go watch wrestling with them and all that. Well, they started talking about this company called PWU, which is Pro Wrestling Unplugged.
Mm-hmm.
Which there was a couple guys in there and all that named Johnny Cashmere, Trent Acid, God rest her soul, Primetime Amy Lee, a lot of ones that I got on my friends list as now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, nah, there hasn't been a company down there ever since ECW, and it was a good argument for a while. And my ex friend goes, "Well, if I get you a ticket, would you go?" I said, "You're telling me that there's a wrestling company down at the old ECW arena where I used to sneak in every single time until I came one day to as his water boy for the night, which was a thrilling." Well, we go, and that's when I fell in love as a fan. Then after a couple months going and all that, I start to get to know certain guys by their ring name and or their personal. So one of them came up to me, which was Jerry Lynn, original ECW legend and all. So he goes, "Hey kid, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, what's up, Jar? How's everything?" Da, da, da. He goes, "So I see you here every month." I said, "Yeah, this is what I love." He goes, "Have you ever thought about getting in?" I said, "I always wanted to come one, but I never knew how to do it and where to go about." He goes, "Where do you live?" I said, "Right down in Upper Darby, but I'm staying at a friend's house down here." He turns around and goes, "All right, well, come over tomorrow. His training school." Went. Told him I at the time no money, no job, couldn't pay for it, but I worked my way. Started ring crew, well, street crew, going out handing flyers. Then ring crew setting up the ring, chairs, everything, whatever needed to be done to pay my dues. And then I got started getting breaks along the way, which my one company that I was with after PW went was Velocity Pro Wrestling. And that one of the guys in there, Adam Flash, who was one of my teachers and trainers, also trained Rich Swan. And then my last and final company was with DWF and Loco.
So pretty much, you had a very interesting kind of career.
And my career, I mean, I can't say career because it really wasn't. It was more of an outlet for me.
Hmm.
I was able to escape. I was able to put negative energy like into something where I know I'm not going to hurt my opponent, but I still got that opportunity to inflict that kind of pain.
Right.
And I was able to, so might as well say, I'm going to say wrestling saved me. Even though I was always a fan, but being into the business, getting in the business, that part of the aspect and getting that opportunity is what really saved me from being 6 feet under or behind bars.
Understandable. But hey, at least you found something to be able to cope with yourself and actually try to become something, do something that is not going to hurt you and it's not going to get you in trouble.
Exactly.
And
And
that's a good
listen,
thing.
and like people, I'm going to tell people out there, yeah, I suffer from PTSD, but there is outlets. You just got to find that outlet. And when you do, stick with it. Yes, it's going to be rough. You might not have that outlet for a while. Or able, look, I'm going through without minds of being in the ring, but I still got somewhat of my outlet.
Hmm.
So don't be afraid. And don't think you're crazy or not. You're just, it's who you are.
Exactly. So, with the last many minutes of that, I'm going to put this down as a final thought. Is there any final thoughts that you have from anything from the wrestling world or anything on top of your head? And I'm doing this as a free for all. Anything you want to talk, anything you want to get off your head.
Early, nothing really. We pretty much like slaughtered everything. So I mean, well, there is one thing I did like Edge and how he mentioned names, and the last one he mentioned was Big E, is because Edge loves their talent, and he's
Hmm.
willing to put them over it by a win or a loss, just by either way. So I like that.
And for me, wise, I'm still going to, as I'll say it, Vince needs to still give it up. He needs to give it up. He is washed out, done, and he needs to end himself as soon as possible before he destroys his own reputation more and more and more. Vince, retire. So, with that, I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. It was a very off kind of topic kind of show. It was very mixed with everything else. You got the chance to get understand Bio a little bit more on who he is, on how he actually got through with the company, and where he's at today. To where he's like I said, he is definitely trying to get back in the ring, and I'm trying to get into the ring.
Well, James Black, sorry to cut you off, but there is something we forgot.
What did we forget?
The chances.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. You forgot about the chances, about the mother's wish. My mother's wish, which is my cousin Ashley. She is they're trying to get money to raise up together so that they can try and take her little girl, excuse me, to the Disney World, which Natalie will be picking the winning ticket. Excuse me, damn, we'll be picking that winning ticket in December. So please go to the Cash App or Venmo. Venmo is at Tara SIPANOVIC, or you can do the PayPal app is at CIMINKAT triple zeros. So please help them out. And like I said, there's the code. Scan the code when you get a chance. When the video is popped out fully, scan it right there and out. And then with the last show, one of the former networks that I'm a part of is the OCS presents the podcaster Cancer, a fundraiser for Jake Long. The crew is getting together and trying to raise money. Right now, like I said, the tickets went up to $35, and the tickets are purchasing for the voucher for the buffet, the voucher for 2 drinks, and 1 entry for the door prize. And this is all happening on December 4th at 1 p.m. at the Ice Skate Complex. It is 3100 Dalton Mill Road in Aston, PA 19014. You can pay for them through the Venmo app, which is at OCSN donations. So please make the donations and everything else, help them out. It's a great cause for any of this. And you probably have family members who had cancer or battling as well. So please help them out. You should know how the costs are.
And I also got to say something on that. The one of the fellow guys who's actually operating that is also a mummer as well. So anybody who's a friend of a mummer, you're not a friend, you're family. So every little help goes a long way. So help us, help him.
Exactly. And make sure you guys get on to the pages. Make sure you like our Facebook pages between the TWP and the King of the Rink. As I said, the King of the Ring will be doing on December 28th, airing our first show. And yes, it's still going to be only a solo show for now until we can get more people who are King's fans. And like I said, if you want to join, please message me left and right. We'll get you on the show. We would love to try and get some guest hosts. And I understand if you're out in LA, we will work with time arrangements, which I understand. Time sucks with the time zones. So please, hope everyone has. What's that?
I could take out the time.
You want to take out time, then you're going to take out father time, and that's going to be the hardest part. And death.
That's my challenge. All right.
So, all right, guys. James Black here. Biohazzard as well. Have a good night. Be safe out there, and please don't hurt anybody when it comes down to these holiday seasons. Spread love. Take you later, everybody.
Peace.